All right, weight trainers, here we go. We're gonna start getting into muscles specific on the body and how to train them and what type of exercises you might want to incorporate if you wanted to strengthen that particular area. Now keep in mind, whether you were someone who'd like to get bigger and bulkier and gain weight versus someone who'd like to lean out and become more toned, okay, the training is the same, all right, the technique is the same. You might change up your weight and your reps a little bit, but the actual movement itself is the same for everyone. All right. Today we're focusing on the chest area, and the major muscle in the chest is the pectoralis. Okay. Also, I just call them pectorals. Okay. There's pectoralis major and minor. We're just going to call them pectorals. So the pectorals, all right, on both sides will start in the sternum area. All right. They connect to the sternum and they go out through the shoulder joint. Okay, they're going to travel through the shoulder joint and connect on the upper arm, all right, the humerus bone up here. So they start here, travel through, and end up right here. So they're connected there and there. And the action, the way they move, all right, is basically bringing your arm forward, all right. So I'm following them. Remember the muscle fibers we talked about last time? They're all starting and going through here, and their action as they tighten, all right, and then they pull. As they pull the muscles, your arm, because it's connected to the upper arm. The elbow has nothing to do with it, all right? The elbow could be all over the place, all right? It could bend and extend, it could press, okay? Or it could just come forward. This is called horizontal adduction. That's not a term you're gonna need to know. Just remember that my pectorals start at the sternum, travel through the shoulder joint, they connect here, and the movement would be basically pressing, okay? Bringing my arm, again, focus on the upper arm, all right, forward, all right, in front of me, okay? And again, if I'm looking from the side, that movement, it doesn't matter if my elbow is bent or up, all right? If you go to a gym, you might see a machine that looks like this, like ours in our gym, okay? You might see people doing this movement, or you might see people doing this movement, okay? And it's all the same. If you look at the upper arm, it's all the same, all right? If I bend my elbow here, whatever, it's all moving from elbows back to elbows forward. Okay, so that's a little bit about the anatomy of the muscle and how it works. Obviously it's on both sides, so you can train one side at a time if you'd like. Most people will train both at the same time. The number one exercise would be pressing. Okay, this movement of pressing, whether it's with types of equipment, the floor, whatever. Okay, you'll see people, all right, if you wanted to train your chest, doing a lot of this movement again from the side. All right, and that would be known as a press, and that's a compound movement. All right, the reason it's a compound movement is because it uses more than one joint, all right, and there's more than one muscle involved. Okay, if I did a press, not only are my chest muscles working, all right, again, they're connected here and here, all right, but you can see also my elbow is bending and extending, and as I do the concentric form, remember we talked about that last video, the concentric would be pushing out, this part of emphasizing going out. All right, my elbow is also extending, okay? The muscle that helps me extend the elbow is the tricep. We're gonna get into arms, biceps, and triceps in another video, all right? But just understand that as I press, I'm using my pectorals to bring my upper arm forward, and I'm using my tricep to help extend the elbow, okay? So that movement going back and forward, all right, is compound exercise. Pectorals, triceps are assisting there a little bit, okay? Now, if I wanted to train my chest, but I didn't want to use the triceps, maybe I did a tricep workout the day before and now my triceps are sore, or I just want to let them rest for a day and I want to focus mainly on the pectorals. First thing is I would need to use less resistance, all right, because I don't have those assisting muscles, but I'm going to do an exercise called a fly. All right, I can do this in a machine where I bring the arms forward and back. All right, I can do this with weights. You can use cables. All right, but if you're gonna do this, you're gonna take the elbow out of it. So what I'm talking about is picture me lying down on a bench. All right, instead of going back and bending my elbows and then pressing, all right, I'm just gonna keep my arms fairly straight, all right, and focus on just that upper arm. And I'll show you just from behind here, if I had some dumbbells, and I got the wrong bench, just so you can see a little bit better. So this would be a press with the elbows going back and extending forward. All right, a fly, you can see my elbows stay fairly neutral, but I'm just focusing on my upper arms, bringing them back and forward, okay? So the big difference is we take the elbows out of it, we change it from a compound exercise, all right, and that's an isolation exercise. All right, isolation exercise, we're gonna focus on one muscle group, just one joint. All right, so I took the elbow joint out of it. It was all about the shoulder joint there. And, you know, you have to use a little bit less weight, as I mentioned, because you don't have that muscle assisting, but it's a good way to isolate and focus just on one muscle group. You can do that for muscles all over your body. We'll talk about that when we do biceps and triceps, quads, hamstrings, glutes. All right, abs, we do a lot of isolation exercises for abs. All right, if you have any questions about chest exercise, let me know. You can do them with weight, you can do them with benches, you can do them with dumbbells, cables. One of the questions I'm going to add to your document is to list some different exercises. So you might have to do a little research. All right, find a specific name of some chest exercises. Okay, that's it for now.